Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Canal Days, what life is like in the industrial Connecticut River Valley. As always, I am your host Carrie, along with my co-host, founder of Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Como. Our Canal Days series explores historic sites throughout Massachusetts with Robert's expertise of the state's history as our personal guide. Each episode we discover another historic location or landmark, exploring the significance within. Today's episode will be exploring the St. Mary's Cemetery located in New Bedford, Massachusetts. So, can you reveal the history of the cemetery?
Yes, its history is approximately when the Irish started showing up in New Bedford. New Bedford is in the southeast corner of Massachusetts, and it is partially a mill town. Of course, the whaling business was incredibly high too, up to the mid 1840s or so, and it is also surrounded by other communities that would attract the Irish labor. And so by 1860, they needed Irish churches, schools, and cemeteries, and of course they made them. And St. Mary's was the first Catholic cemetery in New Bedford itself. And it's very big because, like all like all mill towns, you're going to attract a lot of Irish Catholics, and you need lots of space. And so it's a nice little cemetery, and I'll tell you a lot about it, including not only its history, but where it's located, what type of cemetery it is, and how it's taken care of, and some of the beautiful features of it.
And where is the cemetery located within New Bedford?
There's two crossing highways by the cemetery, and they're pretty much the principal highways of New Bedford anyways. Officially, it's on State Road, but as a highway, that's known as Route 6, and that's where the entrances are found. And so be careful because it's a very busy place. And it's at the corner of another major highway. And State Road Route 6 is an east-west travel highway, but Route 140 is a north-south travel highway. And that is very heavily traveled. It's a limited access highway. So be very careful you go visit there, 140 onto 6, and take the right into the cemetery. But the lanes and the traffic are tough, so be very careful around the area.
Robert offers captivating public tours and presentations of historic sites and landmarks throughout the state. Whether you're interested in canals, cemeteries, or charming old churches, Robert's tours provide a unique and enriching experience for all. And that's not all. You can also book private tours tailored to your interests, ensuring a personalized and unforgettable adventure. Perfect for families and groups of all sizes, making an exciting hands-on learning experience that brings history to life. Simply visit holyokecanaltour.org or email bobcat4214, capital B, at yahoo.com to schedule your private tour today. But wait, there's more. Don't miss out on Robert's podcast and video series, Canal Days, where you can dive even deeper into the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. Plus, for those of you who may not be local or would rather enjoy on the go or from the comfort of their home, Canal Days brings the history right to your screen. So why wait? Discover the past with historical tours of Greater Holyoke and make memories that will last a lifetime. And remember to log on to holyokecanaltour.org. We're back with Canal Days, St. Mary's Cemetery in New Bedford, Massachusetts episode. And can you explain the category that this cemetery would fit into?
Well, there's 5 types of cemeteries by their layout: family, churchyard, garden, lawn, and neighborhood. And this one, and like most Catholic cemeteries, it's a lawn cemetery. And one of the properties is that all the sections are very rectangular. The streets are typically very rectangular. And the rows and columns of the gravestones are in straight lines, whether you're going out in a row or backwards in a column. And they even make sure that they're segregated by size of plot. So like an eight-person plot usually has big stones associated with it, and they put a lot of those towards the front. Now, this is a very long cemetery, so you'll go back about a third of a mile, but then it goes off to the left, and so the big back is quite extensive by itself. Now there's roadways that are very straight, and then there's very different from most lawn cemeteries. There's actually grass paths that you can walk along, and they're all in a north-south direction. And they tend to be a lot of them towards the front, like 10 in a row towards the front, but there's one that heads off towards the back itself. Now there is one pre-circle, and there is a baby section towards the back left. All right, so there's a lot to this cemetery.
And can you describe the various features of the cemetery?
Yes, the cemetery itself has a nice gate out front, two of them actually, and it's a big rock on the entrance of St. Mary's Cemetery. So it's about 6 feet tall. It's really cool looking. And then once you go in, you're hit almost immediately with the larger gravestones, the family ones. And then the grass plots I was talking about before, they separate them so you know there's grass walkways. They're separated by granite curbing. And so there's like 10 rows of these granite curbings, and you can walk along them in the old part itself. And that's very different from most Catholic cemeteries. Now, one feature is that there is a beautiful plat map and plot map on findagrave.com. And so once you got the cemetery to tell you what section that the deceased person you want to find is in, then there's a beautiful map you can use to get out to it. And then a plat map is found at the cemetery office, and you can narrow it down even a little tiny bit after that. So it's a nice little cemetery, very old, about 165 years old, which is pretty old for a Catholic cemetery. And since then, it's not just Irish, of course, it's all denominations. So you'll find in there French Canadians, and Polish, so forth. And even though there are separate cemeteries for other ethnic groups, the Portuguese have their own at St. John's, the French Canadians have Sacred Heart 1 and 2 Cemetery, and of course there's the Protestants all around. St. Mary's has always been, sure, in the beginning for the Irish, but always took in all the other ethnic groups. And almost always in the city you'll find at least one cemetery like that. So I hope you visit and you can enjoy it.
And thanks for tuning in to Canal Days and today's episode on the St. Mary's Cemetery in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and joining us on our journey through the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. We hope you enjoyed uncovering some of the hidden gems and fascinating stories that shape our past and the state of Massachusetts. A special thanks to Robert Comu, founder of the Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, for sharing his passion and expertise with us. Remember, you can find more information about Robert's tours, book private tours, and explore Canal Days video and podcast series at holyokecanaltour.org. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, and share. We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, keep exploring and discovering the history that surrounds us. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to tune to our next episode of Canal Days